Hi guys, so for today's video I'll be showing what I just recently got yesterday from M-Wave. I talked about this a little bit on my previous video with my Big Bang haul, so if you haven't seen that, check it out if you want to. These arrived quite late because the whole scheduling issue with M-Wave. M-Wave is really infamous for the slow shipping, well actually shipping the albums, because it doesn't really take that long for them to actually arrive when they actually like ship it, but it just takes them forever. And one thing, if you haven't used it, be careful when you order these, because M-Wave, the meet and greets, there's specific dates, so it's not like you buy the album and they just send it to you. You have to wait for the meet and greets to actually occur, and that was the issue with this. Well, I was aware of for them to arrive quite late, because this was not even scheduled, because the rough promotions were really packed, and I was pretty sure that they were going to do it near the end of the promotions, since they were like everywhere. And then this was scheduled for early middle February, so I needed to I knew that this was going to be already on a specific date, but this one just took forever. But I'm really excited I finally have it, because I almost even bought like an extra copy of this just because I was so jealous that everybody else had their albums already, and I was just I was pretty depressed that I didn't have it. And I don't know if they still do free shipping though. I checked last time. I almost bought like the CM Blue like their newest album, Blooming, and something else, but then I was like, oh no, I'll buy it later. And I already have a CM Blue signed album, so it's not like I was dying to have it, because I'm gonna wait for the special edition if there's gonna be one, but hopefully it's not like they're the last one, because some people didn't like it, and I still haven't even gotten around to buying them their second full-length album. I'll start with Cross Gene first, when it comes to this packaging, it's actually really quality packaging. It's pretty small. I like I like using the jewel cases to compare sizes, since everybody knows what a jewel case looks like, or at least owns one. So this is like the size of it. It's pretty thick as well. It's like a little box. It's really high quality. My only issue with this is the small photo books. There's really no purpose of these little photo books at all, but the photos and everything's really high quality. That's the only issue. Those small photo books, there's only like 3 or 4 pages in each of them, so I don't really see the purpose of having all these photo books when there's barely any pictures. So I would just prefer just a thick one booklet where there's pictures of all of them. But you know, that's okay. There are 5 tracks in this, and 1 instrumental for Nuna no Maria, which is one of the main reasons why I got this. I really enjoy the title track. I'm not the biggest Cross Gene fan, but I really enjoy their last comeback. Well, their comeback before this one, and the singles they had for that mini album. I want to get it, but you know, I'm been really tight on money, because I've been completing a lot of my older older groups that, you know, they're my main groups. So you know, I'll just try to buy it when I have extra money to spend. Since, you know, I really want it. I really want to have their mini album before this one. Just as like a little tiny rant regarding like these small groups from small companies, especially like groups like Cross Gene. Like, okay, if you are like a fan of these groups that are from small companies, please like at least like buy the digital copy, or if you have the money, and you're willing to support them, buy the physical release, because it just shows the companies, and it shows the boys that, or like the groups in general, that the fans are willing to support them, even though they don't have the means of having all these large promotions, because their companies just can't afford spending so much on groups that really have not a lot of support, because usually companies have fan bases just for the companies, and just if they come out with a group, they usually instantly have fans just because of their label. So if you were expecting for all these small groups to have a bunch of comebacks and release a bunch of music, it's just highly unrealistic if you're not going to buy the songs or anything, because they have to make money somehow. So if they're not selling any of these copies or any digital any of the material they put out, they're not gonna do it. They're probably gonna just stop. So that's why you see so many groups disbanding that have a lot of potential, and they just don't get the support. And a lot of it's like the fan bases, because I often hear oh my gosh, I love this group and then whatnot, but or they're my bias group, but they just download the music illegally and just don't even at least buy the single. I'm pretty sure $1 is not gonna kill you. So that's my little rant regarding small groups, or groups from small companies, because I often just discuss this, because please support them if you want more music from them, because if you don't, they're not going to release music. And this is the case with one of the cases with Crosschain. Their Korean releases just don't get enough sales, and this is why they barely promote there. But in Japan, their fans actually buy their stuff, so that's why you see them releasing so many singles over there. Just think logically why they don't promote in Korea, and that's the case for so many groups, that they just don't get any support in their Korean releases, so they just move on to Japan and then hope for the best. And luckily, Crosschain has gotten some success in Japan, and that's why they're still a group. And that's just unfortunate that a lot of these groups just end up disbanding. It's quite sad, because as a K-pop fan who has been into K-pop for almost 8 to 9 years, I've seen some great groups just not being able to showcase their full potential, and some great songs just going straight to nowhere. And that's just my point of view of things. So please support these groups. Here are the names of the members: Casper, Seyoung Shin, Takuya, Yeonsuk, and Sangmin. A little card with a picture of them, and then just fan stuff. So here's the book list I was talking about. The really high quality pictures. So here's what they look like. One of the things with Crosschain is that they're one of those few groups that all the members look like models. I don't know if that's just me, but they have no visual holes. And they're really funny too. So I don't know. I haven't picked a bias in Crosschain yet, because I just don't really have that much time to really these days to look more into K-pop groups like I did back then, since I just have such much busier life and I don't have time to watch the variety shows and whatever. But I know but seeing some clips in their after school club and all that, I have a soft spot for them. I knew of CrossGene for quite a long time since they debuted, and what kept me interested in them in some way, even though I didn't really pay much attention to them, is the fact that Shin, here's his name, he was in a drama with Suji and Gongyu, and it's called Big, and that's how I like his character, so I kept an eye on them and all the releases, and since last year, I really enjoyed a lot of the things they put out, since their debut wasn't that much of my style. I don't know if I showed the track list, but there are 5 songs in here. So focus. There are 5 songs in here and 1 instrumental. Yeah, and that's the size of it. So I like comparing it to Jewel Cases, since people can get an idea of what the size of it is. Okay, so that's CrossGene's game. I was really happy that M-Wave didn't do the signatures inside here, but did it outside, and then no black pen. Smart, because sometimes that's really annoying when you have a black cover album and they do black, not pen, marker. And then for before, I completely forget. I always forget to show the photo cards. So the photo card I got was, I think his name is Yeonsuk. I memorized every name for everyone's name, except that I get confused with Seong and Yeonsuk. For some reason, they just look so much alike to me. But I got him. Here's what the photo card looks like. It's actually, I think it's a sticker. It's really thin. It's really thin, so I'm not a big photo card collector, but it's a nice picture. So support CrossGene, and then finally to what my newest obsession, and my little saviors for me staying happy throughout these few months in terms of K-pop releases. This is my favorite mini album, along with 4 Minutes Act 7, but I like this just a tad bit more since it has more songs and the title tracks is just flawless. Gfriend has really just taken over me. When they first debuted, I enjoyed the song, but as a so on, I just there were some similarities to Into the New World, but it wasn't drastic. I think it was just mainly just the kick dance. But I really enjoyed Glass Beat in the mini album, and I wasn't expecting these girls to really showcase a lot of things, but they proved me wrong, and I usually don't get to a lot of groups these days, and they just taken over me. I really enjoyed how they just developed their own sound and their own lane. They're not following a lot of the trends that is going on with girl groups, and they just musically they've impressed me so much. I enjoyed all of their songs. So I am only missing now Flower Bud, and I'll probably be getting that, ordering that during my break, but I won't have it in my hands since I'm not gonna be home, and excited to hear what they have to show us in the future. They just on point dancing, singing. They completely have taken over my bias list. I love Gfriend and 17. Those two have just been one of those few groups that just have completely restored my hope to stay interested in K-pop. It's like, because I've been into K-pop for such a long time now, and I just with all these groups just kind of on the risk of just disbanding or some members leaving, it's just kind of like a little bit sad, and all these newer groups not getting my attention, and at least I have Gfriend to count on for the next few years. So hopefully the company seems to just doing a great job at promoting the girls, and I know they're gonna make their mark in the K-pop world. Yeah, and they have done it within a year. What they've done within a year is just so impressive. So I'll get to so here's what the signatures look like. The logo for Snowflake. This is their last school concept. I love how the company's doing this. It's just so cohesive, and there's a theme to how these things work. I'm not gonna like fully go over what the album looks like, since there's so many unboxings. So I'll just flip through the pages quite quickly and just talk about the album. The pictures in this is gorgeous. The photo book is so thick, and it's like I love this. My only issue is that this flap thing is really thin. So I usually don't really go back to look at photo books because I just don't have the time for that. But great packaging compared to a lot of the recent packaging, but definitely buy this. The songs are great. I liked every single. There's a smudge from markers from probably stacked with the M-Way, but I don't care. Here is the track list. This is a great mini album. I recommend, give it a listen, and they just such a cohesive release. I'm so excited to see their I can't wait for their summer comeback. I think, or I heard it might be a full-length album. So after the they're not really gonna rest, but I want them to rest for a while, because they have been they've been like promoting hardcore for like the whole year now, like since they debuted, especially after Me Gustas 2 took off. So, and then now this. Hopefully it's a full-length album, and then I won't have a problem with them just coming back, not releasing anything in Korea for like at least a year, because they will be promoting in Japan after their summer comeback. And what else? I don't think they'll be releasing a Chinese song, but I'm pretty sure that they will be at least releasing one single in Japan. I don't know if it's going to be a remake of or a Japanese version of one of their title tracks, but I really see them doing really well in Japan, because they really like this type of sound, and this type of sound is the reason why I like K-pop, so why I got into K-pop in the first place. So thank you, Gfriend, for restoring my hope. And then the photo card I got for Snowflake is their leader, and So So here's what the photo card looks like. She's like just laying down. She's so cute. So there she is. Her signature. Oh, I'll put it here and then try to focus. So that's what the photo card looks like. There's a bunch of versions of this. I'm not a big photo card collector, so I don't really care who I get. Obviously, I want a Yuju since she's my queen. But I love all the other girls. They're very likable. Such a I can talk about them for hours. I really, really like them. So please support them as well. They work so hard with everything they do, and a lot of this unnecessary hate of how these girls look is just really uncalled for. Like, they're not ugly. What I really enjoy about that, how their whole image thing is like, all these K-pop groups like nowadays, they just wear so much makeup, and look, like they barely wear any makeup. So they're going for more of like youthful, natural look. So quit like, criticizing them for, that just pisses me off when they just, especially with the whole Umji thing. Her getting criticized for being like the ugly member, like she's not the prettiest girl in the world, but none of these girls are ugly. They're just, I quite like that they just seem more, I guess average looking, but not ugly. They're cute, but it's like, more realistic and more, they look more of their age, while you see other girls, girl groups that they look like so much older with all the makeup, and they don't really dye their hair that much. So, I'm so excited to hear what they have to, what they're gonna put out for the rest of the year with their Japanese promotions and with their Korean promotions. Other than that, for my next video, I'll be finding time during the week to review what the albums that just came out with Twice, 17, and Lovelyz. I have exams this week, so I'll just find like a little bit of time to talk about what I think of the albums, since I listen to all the title tracks, but I really want to listen to the albums to really see what the whole sound is like for the actual like whole comeback, because those three groups, I can see making a big impact in the future years, especially like Twice and 17. So expect a video for that. I just have to find the time to make a video for it. And comment down below your favorite song from the albums. I don't know. Thanks if you stuck through my rambling, and support these groups that are from smaller companies, because they really need it. And hopefully the year doesn't continue to be this depressing with all these older groups like breaking up. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.